G'day there, Peter Hewitt, la-artistino here. Today I want to introduce you to a set of coloured pencils I received in the mail. Followers of my la-artistino blog would have read about these in a recent update, but I thought I might do a video review, seeing that there is not much information about these particular pencils that I could find on the internet. First off, Colleen's were a Japanese brand of pencils, but they're now made in Thailand. I've never seen them sold here in Australia, but I believe that they're popular in Asia, Europe and Africa. Colleen pencils are a budget-priced pencil. This set of 30 pencils costs around $20 Australian. But they're rather different from most other pencils, as you're about to see. The first thing you'll notice when you open the box are these are not like ordinary pencils. As you can see, you don't get 30 colours, you actually get 60. And that's because these pencils are conjoined twins, with each side having a separate colour. Now when you first receive these pencils, they won't be sharpened, so you'll have to sit down with a sharpener and get them all sharpened ready for use. Now this unfortunately is where I found my first problem. These pencils are very, very soft, and I'm thinking Prismacolor soft, and the cores are quite fragile. So unfortunately with this little guy here, the Carmine, I had a hard time getting a point without snapping off the soft core inside, and as you can see I've lost quite a bit of pencil. This was the main one I had problems with. There were a couple of others I found soft, but most of them sharpened all right. After sharpening these, the next thing I did, which is what I believe you should do with any new set of pencils you get, is to make a colour chart so I could see what colours I've got to play with here. And I'm not unhappy with these. As you can see, there's quite a lot of green. There's some bright blues, and some of the blues are very similar to each other as well, which I think might be a little bit of a waste. Nice selection of purples. I particularly like this one here, the lavender, and the wisteria violet is quite nice. It's got a nice light pink as well. Not much in the way of browns, but you can mix a lot of browns using other colours if you like to layer colour. I also, with this particular set, created a cheat sheet to show me which pairs of colours went together to make it easier for me to locate them in the box. Next, I gave them a bit of a test. And here's what I came up with. This one was just a quick one of Millie Marotta's pictures in Animal Kingdom. I want to see how these pencils perform. And as you can see, they're very bright. They are quite soft, very easy to get good dense colour from. I didn't have any problems layering them either. The only drawback is once again those soft cores. If you have a particularly sharp pencil, and this seemed to only affect certain colours, putting a bit of pressure on the tip would cause the core to snap, and I could hear that in a tiny little tick sound which told me, oh no, the core snapped again. I don't actually have this problem so much with Prismacolors, to tell you the truth. It's only really with the sharpening of Prismacolors. These are the first pencils that I've actually come across that will snap just by putting pressure on the core while colouring. It wasn't every colour. I think out of all the colours that I've used, it only happened to about 4 of them. Annoying as that was, I found that the lovely smooth lay down, and they are very buttery, these pencils, they're very soft, easy mixing, sort of overcome for me that problem with the cores. And I find just knowing which ones are going to be the troublesome ones I'll handle more gently, and the ones that are more robust I'll handle more robust. I can compare this picture here to one that I did earlier. These were with the polychromos pencils. Now please don't look at the colours, because this particular picture was coloured in with much duller colours than this one. I found, as you can see, the intensity is quite nice, the depth of colour is quite nice and quite comparable, considering that these are very expensive pencils and these ones are fairly budget priced. Another picture I've been working on using the Colleens is this one. Alright, and this is from Kirby Roseanne's Anamorphia, a gorgeous book. You've seen me working this one before. And once again, lovely colour. The pencils suit this paper very nicely, and I can get some great gradients and great colour mixes in here using them. I'll just demonstrate here. If I grab a pencil out, and I can show you I'm actually working. I'll do this little fellow, and you can see the pencils in action. Okay, I've zoomed in nice and tight on this little fellow, and I've chosen to do him in purple, and I think I might do him with yellow spots. So I've picked up the lilac and leaf green pencil here. I'm going to use the lilac side of it and lay down a little blush of colour. Again, I'm using my technique where I leave a little outline of white visible there so that it looks like the light is hitting him. And I'll do that just on the front of his little feet as well. And I'm colouring him just using tiny little circles so that I get a nice smooth even look without any sort of scratchy pencil marks. I'll go all the way through him. So see, no problems laying it down. I can get some good colour. I'm using sort of like a soft to medium pressure, and there's no problem at all with these pencils getting the colour in. Go a little bit harder down here to get a nice grade in as we disappear behind the little dragon and this, I don't know, pom-pom with a pig snout. It's a reoccurring character, isn't it? Okay, that's the first layer down. Now I'm going to shade it a little bit using this mauve and viridian combination, and this is where doing that colour chart is important. As you can see here, the lilac looks like it's the darker pencil, but in fact the mauve is the darker of the two. I wouldn't know that unless I could refer back to my colour chart here, which shows the mauve as being quite a bit darker than the lilac. Right, so we want the mauve. Let's just, whoops, wrong side. Push that in a bit, and there you go, there's the second layer, quite intense. I'm just going to run this along the underside of this caterpillar fellow to give him a bit of shading. Now you can use a darker colour for shading, or if you want something more dynamic, you can choose the colour at the other side of the colour wheel. With purple, that would be, let's think, would be yellow. Now yellow's a light colour, so I'd be more inclined to use an orange. That'd give it more of a warmer look, or you could experiment with a blue or a red to make it look a bit cooler. Actually, red would make it look warmer too. But yeah, if you're going to try a different colour over the top to shade it, just experiment on another piece of paper until you get the effect that pleases you. Okay, there you go, nice and dark. Right, now let's do his spots. I'll start off with this lemon yellow, which is paired with the olive green, and pop a little bit of that on each spot. I'm being careful with the spots along this edge, top edge here, just to make them not so dark at the top, so that they blend in okay with the highlight that I've left in the white. Now I'm going to use a Mandarin Orange, which is paired with emerald green. Don't know who decided on these pairings. Some of them seem a bit odd to me. I wonder if there is any kind of rhyme or reason to it. Okay, and just the underside of these spots, I'm going to pop a little bit of this orange, just to make it look like it's a bit more in shadow. I'll make the spots pop out a little bit. Could really do with sharpening this pencil, I think. There, back again, a bit sharper now. Ah, that's better. You'll always get a better result with a sharp pencil. And the only time I don't worry too much about having a really sharp pencil is if I'm doing backgrounds and I want to keep them as smooth as possible. And then a slightly blunt pencil, I think, works better. Yeah. Right, okay. That looks pretty good. I'll do something on his underside there. What colour will we make his belly? I might go for something a bit different. Check on my colour chart, see what I think will work nice. Right, I might go for the Dyck Brown, which is this one here, which is paired with a sky blue. And we'll just pop that in his belly, I think. I could make his belly pink if you wanted to, but I just like the idea for this particular guy of having a darker belly. There we are. And just a little bit there, and just shade it just a teeny bit up there to blend in with the white. Alright, now I think I've missed one of his legs there, so I'll grab my lilac again and pop that in. Right. Now, as you can see, these colour beautifully. So there you have it, nice bright colours at a budget price. If you can overcome the problem of the cores breaking, if you can deal with that and overcome them, I think you'll be very pleased with the way these pencils perform. I will certainly be interested in placing my set as they wear out. I hope you've enjoyed this episode on my colouring channel. Good luck with whatever piece you're colouring at the moment, and until next time, happy colouring!